Welcome. Welcome to Thoughts Roundup. Thank you for being with me again today. Well, I have a treat. For us. I'm going to interview Reverend Eric Taylor, and he just so happens to be my son-in-law. I got Eric like the little boy got the whipping. I got him give to me. Well, welcome, Eric.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Pop.
Well, thank you so much. It's so nice. You're so dressed up. You just got in from church?
We just walked in the door, that's correct.
Well, we went to different churches together.
We did. We went to, at least tonight we did.
Yeah. Well, it's just a nice time. I'm looking forward to our little talk. I want to tell you all, no matter what I say about Eric, don't believe it unless it's true.
That's right.
Unless it's good, because Eric has been so kind to me as a son-in-law. And there's a lot of things I cannot do for myself, or some of them I don't want to do for myself. And he is always there to help me. And so I appreciate you a lot, Eric.
That's awful nice to say, and the kindness is a two-way street.
Well,
he's been a good father-in-law over the years.
Yeah, thank you so very much.
And a very good mentor.
Well, thank you. You know, I told him one time, and of course he uses it sometimes, the difference in in-laws and outlaws. Outlaws are wanted. But in this case, I have to say that in-laws are wanted. And, well, you kind of have a dual role in life. You pastor in a church. You and Kimberly are starting a church. Tell us right where it's at.
Well, it's no bigger than a thimble, but we never miss a service, and we enjoy ministering every time we...
Hold it. Don't run that down. Your church is as good as anybody's church. And I want to tell you what,
otherwise.
Where two or three are gathered together, that's where the Lord is. And there's no big churches and no little churches. If you don't mind me mentoring a little bit more right here. But tell us about it, where it's located and so forth.
Well, we're in the middle of Lawrence, South Carolina, in the heart of the city, with the city at heart. That's 814 Harper Street?
North Harper Street.
North Harper Street.
814 North Harper Street?
North Harper in Lawrence, South
Carolina.
My wife is sitting over here to my immediate left, and she's my partner, and she is the musical director, per se, of the church.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was there and heard you preach the other evening, and you did a good job. You did a super job. You kind of always felt called to preach, hadn't you, a long time?
I have, and we tried to answer that call as best we could.
You got off the track for a while in your younger days, and it kind of set you back a while on that, didn't it?
It did. I didn't answer the call as early as I should have.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of people back then, young people, were getting all involved in all kind of stuff. And but we don't have to talk about that, because the Lord, He eradicates. He takes it away.
That's right.
That's in the sea of forgetfulness.
That's right.
And
He's a deliverer, and I'm so thankful for the deliverance.
now there's another thing, Eric. You tell us about your work. You also have your job. Tell us about this.
We run a small parking lot maintenance business. We do seal coating and striping. We run a pressure washing unit of that business. We're starting to collect lawn care equipment to start a lawn care division. It's just small business, and it's just very few employees, but it has kept us alive.
No one can hardly have employees now. Nobody wants to work.
It's difficult to have anyone that you can really depend
Now,
on.
what is the biggest job you ever did?
The biggest job I ever did was for a customer that just called me tonight, and it was a very large job. It was what they call a dark store, a Walmart dark store, and that's when Walmart goes out of business and they sell the property to someone else. But it was a huge facility, and it generated some serious income.
What kind of money did you get on any job that was so large?
It seemed like it was like a $75,000, $80,000 job.
Yes, and of course, a lot of expense in to getting that done.
Yeah.
But yet, that's a pretty good sized job. The reason I said that, you're talking about small. I know you've got several vehicles, and your equipment is pretty. I see it out there.
Yeah, it's out there and it's all over your backyard. But yeah,
I didn't want to say that.
Well, yeah.
See if you can't do something about that, will you?
Yeah, I'll get that straightened out. Yeah, we've got a few pieces of heavy equipment and
several trucks.
yeah, we've got a few trucks.
You still have that gravel, that truck that bed lets up and down?
Yeah, it's a small single axle dump truck, and we run a skid steer roller. We just do we try to limit our asphalt repairs as far as asphalt replacement to like a 25 by 25 foot span. We don't do paving, but it's
Okay, let's jump over into. You're from Indianapolis.
that's God's country.
That's God's country.
That's right.
Well, don't let these people down here in South Carolina know that you feel that
This is the Bible Belt.
way. Well, I'll tell you what. You have. You was totally raised in Indianapolis, wasn't you?
I was in Indianapolis until we moved down here.
Your dad was a great man, and your mom, she was a great lady.
We miss him dearly.
Yes, you know, he was very good to me, and he and I worked together a little bit. He was going to, I believe, old folks' homes and teaching or something.
That's right.
And you know, your mom was one of the prettiest ladies on the block.
That's where I get it from.
We have run into we've run aground on this video, haven't we?
There we go.
Yeah, he said he got his looks from his mama.
She was a beautiful woman.
Yeah, well, she was pretty, and she was also very smart,
Very
sharp,
intelligent.
intelligent, and stuff. Now, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I've got two brothers and that are older, and a younger sister than myself.
Yeah.
My sister and my middle brother live in Indiana, and my older brother lives in Oklahoma City.
Now, your sister's married to a lawyer, right?
Yes, and he pastors a church.
And he pastors church.
Yeah.
Okay, now what's her name?
Suzanne.
Suzanne, and what's her last name?
Suzanne Holmes.
Holmes, yeah. Suzanne Holmes. And, well, that is I'm glad we thought about them.
Yeah, they just celebrated their son being released from the Marines last week. He's a Marine pilot,
Oh,
and he just made it back to the States after what, like 2.5 years in Japan.
I see.
So,
Now, I want to say that this narrows this thing down a little bit. I'm so glad you're my neighbor.
it's a thrill to be your neighbor.
The only problem is if you do something I don't like, I can't call nobody.
No, you can't, but you can just holler out the door at me.
But I could get my daughter to whisper in your ear.
That's right. Very loud.
No, she don't talk. I'm gonna interview Kimberly, so be sure to speak nice because she'll get rebuttal time.
She's a sweetheart.
She's wonderful, isn't she?
She is.
Well, we're joking, but she really is. She really is.
Let me, before I get off the air here, let me say hello to my daughter, Laura, in Indiana.
Yeah.
My son, Josh,
Yeah.
in Indianapolis, and my youngest son, Calvin Benjamin, here in South Carolina.
Well, thank you for thinking about that. I'd have gone right off with it and missed that. Yeah, Laura and Josh and Ben.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you, they're all intelligent
They're good kids. Yeah.
They just are real intelligent, and we appreciate them an awful lot.
Amen.
Also.
Yes.
Well, is there anything you got on your mind?
No, it's just a thrill being right here with a cozy little fire over here in your nice little house, and we come over here. We try to make it over here every day and visit with Pop and enjoy his company and glean from him everything that he has profited over the last 87 years.
Let me tell you what he does, what Eric does. He calls me from the store, and he says, "Pop, what do you want from the store?" I tell him, I said, "Well, get some cereal." And we get 3 or 4 different boxes of different types of cereal, and he brings them in. And a lot of times before I can get to even eat one bowl, he's done eating them all.
I've got to make sure that this food that I have brought in is not poisoned. So I diligently confirm that it is edible.
Well, I just wanted somebody to know what was going with the cereal.
That's
Well, thank you all for sharing our time with us to talk to you and be together. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless you.